Today and tomorrow, but we gonna get the truth land. We gonna get there. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me make sure I can see some comments. Oh Lord, we're gonna have a little intro this morning.
I mean, I'd be scared to talk to the police when I'm sleepy. They fuck around and get the wrong idea and shit. Oh my God. That nigger was on PCP, Johnson. I had to use necessary force. You saw him. No paperwork. Just sprinkle some crack on him. Let's get out of here. No paperwork. Just sprinkle some crack on him. Let's get out of here. No paperwork. Just sprinkle some crack on him. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna introduce y'all to something. If y'all weren't aware, I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. His brother's still in prison today because you let the colonizers sprinkle a little crack on him. Sometimes the person has to fit the crime. The crime does not have to fit the person. Sometimes the nation has to fit the crime. Crime doesn't have to fit the person. Sometimes bad things happen and you gotta find a guilty party. Either you can't find who's guilty or you got somebody else that you really want to be guilty. So I'm gonna tell you the truth about when I was growing up. Dave Chappelle did not lie a minute in that skit. He didn't lie a minute. When I grew up, the police used to fight. They used to fight the kids. It was a real thing. Prince George's County, Maryland, some of the worst police on the planet. We had some of the best police too. But again, the mindset of the colonizer has never changed, ever changed. A crime is committed. You either want to find somebody that's guilty or you just want to put it on somebody, or you can't find the one that's guilty, or you got something against the group, or you have something to be gained to blame somebody else for something. And you just sprinkle a little crack on them. Just put a little evidence on them. Just put a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just a little bit. Why? Because the public opinion is if you got a little crack on you, you must be guilty. Oh, Lord. I'm going to listen one more time. I'm not making this up. I
had to use necessary force. You saw him. No paperwork. Just sprinkle some crack on him. Let's get out of here.
What am I talking about? I am talking about Seth Rich. Sometimes people, you gotta talk about Fight Club. You can't, because like Brother Jack said yesterday, if you ever stop talking about Fight Club will continue to exist. I know I was on it this morning. I posted a couple, I was making some memes and stuff. What the hell we gonna do? I got stuff to do. I'm about to disappear, but I had to disappear for a little bit. I don't know how much I'm gonna disappear. I'm gonna disappear for, y'all might not see me for a little bit, but so I want to let you know that ahead of time. Deep State didn't get me. Actually, they might have got me. They might get me. If I don't come back, then they got me. But so, oh man. So I was blessed this morning, y'all. I was blessed by, oh man, I want to make sure I get it right. It was Sister Sarah, and I think it was Sister Bobby. I posted on my thread this morning. They are starting a campaign. Let me see if I can show this to you. Sometimes when I try to open too many windows, I get all locked up. Here we go, right here. Sister Bobby and Sister Sarah, I think we're behind this. We need to get on top of this, people. I want to move my big head out the way. We need to get on top of this. So a campaign, a hashtag, I am Seth Rich. This is what we're going to need you to do. All right, so everybody always want to ask, what we going to do? What we going to do? The world happening. Crazy stuff happening. People dying, kids getting shot up, all kind of crazy stuff. First of all, ain't none of that new. None of the craziness is new. It just was in communities you didn't go to. It was just in a trailer park and it was in the ghetto and you don't like to go there. This stuff is not new. So everybody went, so what do we do? What's next? You know, of course, buy local, shop local, stop supporting big corporations. They're all just colonizers. Attack your colonizer indoctrination and just delete that. But when you get movements that push the right message, you got to get behind it, right? So this is a campaign that they're doing. I am Seth Rich. Take a picture, get a little pen and paper out. Y'all young people don't know what pen and paper is. It's stuff we used to write with. We used to communicate with this stuff called pen and paper. You can print it out though. You can print it if you don't know how to do cursive, because they don't teach cursive in school no more. You can get a little printer, print out a hashtag I am Seth Rich, and take a picture and post it. Now, what if you're not in the United States? Get a pen and paper, print it out, take your picture, and post it. Why is this important to you? Well, like I always said, America does not control Americans do not control America. America right now we're suffering from a coup. We were either legislated out or bought by the United States Corporation of Space. It's not another planet no more, it's space. Space Force. Space Force. So if you want your world back, if you want your planet back, your number one goal is to help American citizens get back control of the United States Corporation of the Earth. Because if they don't, they will be the colonizers who will take it. And it's not it's not an anti-American thing. It's not an anti-Europe, not an anti-West thing. It's just an understanding of the mindset. This central governing imperial force has the biggest military in the world, and they are coming for you. And if you don't join in with the Americans and help us to get our government back through corruption, getting rid of the corruption, there's a war on whistleblowers, which I appreciate Bobby and Sarah taking us down this path. If we don't get back control of these political parties who are all just one party, we're in trouble. I was posting something this morning too. I was thinking about it. So I appreciate their campaign. You can find links to them on my thread, but definitely get to posting. Go back and find. I was actually watching some of the old videos this morning. I was looking at one I posted this morning. It just walks through the facts of the whole Seth Rich case. So why are we talking about Russia? We're talking about Russia because we're not talking about Seth. That's why we're talking about Russia. They have actually, the people who killed Seth Rich, they've been able to merge this into an anti-Russia campaign. And they got millions of people who have no clue following them. Good people, intellectual, smart people. But they're following along with the narrative, right? Because the colonizers are always writing their narratives and are always handing them down to people. They're telling you who your allies are. And if the colonizers who control pretty much every damn thing in the world, if they can tell you who your allies are, it will form out who your enemies will always be, which is why they do stuff like this. This is nothing more than what they used to do in the Washington, D.C. area and cities all over the United States. They do it in the trailer parks too. They want somebody to be guilty and they sprinkle crack on it. If we find out who killed Seth Rich, and Seth Rich was murdered. All right, we can go through a little bit of the facts of it, the facts of it. The bottom line is there's a war on whistleblowers. If you come forward and blow the whistle, it's a very firm message. They'll kill you. That's the bottom line. The message is completely put out there. Same thing happened to Bill Cosby's son, right? Bill Cosby wanted to buy, what was it, CBS? Magically on the side of the road in California. They killed his son. They left his wallet. They left his gold chain and he left his watch because it's a message, right? This is not a robbery. This is a message. They're letting you know if you come forward with information, they'll kill you. These are the same people who have taken over the DNC. These are the same people who've taken over the RNC. These are the same people who run this planet. And if we stop talking about Seth Rich, if we let it go, if we let his murder go quietly into the night, what other opportunity have we ever had? What other opportunity will we ever have? And this is not a conspiracy theory. My stance always is we just need to know the truth. We always need to put the truth out there. Could we be wrong? Oh, let me look at my comments. Hold on. I hit a few buttons. Could we be wrong? And they have absolutely nothing to do with the murder of Seth Rich? It's possible. Possible. Completely implausible and makes no damn sense. They found a brother with a lot of money in his wallet. They found him with his keys, a gold watch, and a gold chain. This was not a robbery, and he was beat up. This was a message. So we need to respond to that message, and we need to stop. We need to drown out the Russia did it hashtag, and we need to push this new hashtag. We need to go back to pushing the Seth Rich hashtag. We need to go out to back to posting all the great research done by all the live streamers and videos explaining why he was good. Because you know what? You know who the people I completely get. You know the people that are closest to my heart. They're the people who voted for Trump and Bernie and stuck with their integrity. Now, I'm not saying if you voted for somebody else, you don't have integrity. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, there are people who follow truth through, and they believed in the message of a revolution and pulling back America from invading the world. And they stuck to that message. And they vote for the best person they thought that, who would win. But it's those people and their true integrity. Those are the people who I really, really get. Those are the Seth Riches, right? Those are the ones where, you know what? I'm with this party, but you're doing the wrong thing. You're corrupt. You're lying. I'm going to start releasing your files. And that's what he did. He started releasing the files. Going back to, what was it? January, I think it was 2016. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that he started releasing the files because he was a true American. Young man too. That's why I say don't hate on these millennials, man. There are a lot of brothers and sisters that age who get it. At the age of 27, knew more than most people in their 50s and 60s, had more integrity than most people who won't even turn on the corporations they work for. Some of y'all work for the pharmaceutical industry. Some of y'all work for the war industry. Some of y'all work for the big chemical giants. Won't turn on them because they give you a little paycheck. This brother gave up his life turning on a party that was corrupt. 44,000 files it was. I think it was 44,000 files and 17,000 attached documents he released to WikiLeaks. And Assange even came out. Now, Assange couldn't say it directly, but WikiLeaks, the way they put it, they let you know, hey, 12 days after he died, they started releasing the information. If this man can be beat up and shot in his back, and that can happen in America, it can happen anywhere. But not only can it happen anywhere, think about the logic of this. Just consider, have you ever been to DC? Have you ever been to America? Another good example is London. Have you ever been to London? And just look up. Just pull up to a stoplight and look up. Tell me what you see. If you do it at night, you ain't gonna see no damn stars. All you're gonna see is a bunch of cameras looking down at you. That's all you're gonna see. Every square footage of this planet is being watched. Every square footage by satellites. Don't believe the lies. Everyone's cell phone is tracked all the time. All the time. Everywhere you go, Google does it half the time. So you think that the empire, the United States empire, the earth, who wants to keep their people fighting and arguing, you don't think they know where you are at all days, at all times? Do you think that people could actually walk up on this man and kill him and get away, beat him up and kill him and walk away? They know exactly who did it. They know precisely who did it. This is what I'm saying the other campaigns you got to get behind is there can't be any more secrecy in government at all, anywhere, ever. They have not earned it. Not only have they not earned it, they've proven they can't keep it. There can't be any secret governments. There can't be any secret agencies, no intelligence, anything. All politicians have to wear body cameras. We got behind the wrong thing. Police don't need the body cameras. Screw that. That's just dumb. That's useless and pointless. Now we know what's going on. We need to take the body cameras off the police and put it on all the politicians. Because when we know the truth, we actually can take our world back. But they murdered Seth Rich and they sprinkled crack on Russia. And if you were still screaming Russia did it, if you were still screaming, we need to investigate Russia, if you still got your Russian racism and your Putin, nonsense, you are complicit in this murder. You are going right along with it because Russia had nothing significant to do at all. And that's assuming that the little drops of the crack that they put on them is even true. Seth Rich, he is the one who fixed the American election. He is the one who woke up the Bernie voters who had integrity and gave a middle finger to the DNC. And that's how I am. And this is why it's dear to my heart. You know what? I find out you lie to me. I don't care where the chips fall. I don't care. I have integrity. I don't care where the chips fall. I'm not a chip guider. They say, what's the saying? Was it watch where the chips fall? Don't watch where the chips. Something about some damn chips, man. I don't know. Hungry. Somebody posted. But the bottom line is, you just trust gravity, right? Tell the truth. Trust gravity. Let all the chips fall where they may. Let them all fall where they're supposed to. And anytime somebody's trying to guide those chips, that's artificial gravity. That's artificial chip drive. Nah, let the chips fall. And that's what I appreciate. And that's what rigged the American election. It was people with integrity said, nah, you're dirty, DNC. We don't care where those chips fall because this is what we wanted. We wanted Bernie. You gave Clinton and Seth knew, and Seth released it to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks let it out for whatever reason. And you know what? But they knew. They had to know. It was going straight from Seth to the brother that died of the lung. Who was the brother that died of the lung cancer? The go-between. His name was somewhere. He was the go-between. He had lung cancer. Why would somebody with lung cancer work with a whistleblower? Because he knew his life was at an end. He knew this was coming to an end. Why are all the whistleblowers coming forward talking about all the black projects now, all the secret, powerful technology, Tesla-like technology America has, flying up in space and people think it's UFOs and aliens? Why do you think the whistleblowers are? Because they're on their deathbeds and they're dying. That's why the brother with lung cancer worked between WikiLeaks and Seth Rich. And now he's gone. And I don't think it's a conspiracy that he's gone. And none of this to me is a conspiracy. None of this is conspiracy. This is just how an empire works, right? An empire has to murder an awful lot of people to stay up. You know how y'all hate on the Mayans and the Incans? Oh, they're just bloody murderous pagans. They're just murdering everybody, slashing them up and killing babies and drip blood all the pyramids. It's the same thing we do today. You got to murder a lot of people to keep an empire in place because you're taking away the self-determination of hundreds of millions, if not billions of people. So anybody who threatens that has to get murdered. Look at the comments, but I want to go through this. This is not conspiracy. What we're saying is we need to know the truth, and we never get to know the truth. People talk about the false flags. Why are so many people talking about these false flags? Why are they? Because none of us are allowed the truth. These investigations happen. You never get the full truth. And at a time where government is consistently and constantly lying, you're going to get a lot of conspiracy theorists because you're supposed to. You got a lot of people who don't trust it. Don't turn on those people. Why don't turn on? Because they have the same need that you have. They want to know the truth. Now, you may not believe what they say, but that's okay. They just want the truth to come out. These government agencies can't have secrets. The FBI, the CIA, the DC police, the investigation stumped. I guarantee you this. If a homeless person killed Seth Rich, he'd be in prison right now. All right. I'm going to tell you, if a poor white black person in the city of DC killed Seth Rich, they'd be in prison right now. They know precisely who did it. Because what was I posted a good video this morning that walked through the evidence again. It was the private investigator, Rob Wheeler, came out and he said, well, yeah, what's on the computer? The computer implicates who did this, right? The motive was not robbery. The motive was a payback. And it had to do with the information he released. But that computer is not being, it was searched. But what Rob Wheeler said, he talked to the DC police. What did they tell him? They told him, we were told to stand down. Who in the hell has the power to tell the police in the biggest nation in the world, the biggest empire in the world, the biggest police state in the world. Who has the power to tell the police whose job it was to make sure their citizens weren't murdered to stop with the investigation? Who has that power? People who can sprinkle crack on Russia, because that was the very next narrative. So the only motivation is payback. There's nothing logical about it having anything to do with robbery. Let me see, what else we got here? I was going through some of the details this morning, wanted to look at some of the notes. Brad Bowman. Okay, this is Brad Bowman, the spokesperson for the rich family. But see, this isn't about the rich family. I'm gonna have to go there for a minute, right? Because we have to stand behind each other. We always have to stand behind each other. And the powerful people who run all of this stuff, they will murder you and everybody you know, and they'll throw you all in prison. They could care less. This is about an empire with billions of people and hundreds of billions of dollars. There isn't anybody they wouldn't bury in a minute. So of course, the family's gonna have someone that's gonna speak to them and someone that speaks for them. So the spokesman for the family now is Brad Bowman. And on his LinkedIn page, it says that he has a firm for managing prices and communication and full service public relations. He provides strategic communication advice to Democratic candidates and labor unions. Why in the hell would he be the spokesperson for that family? Because the people who actually murdered him got to the family. That's not a conspiracy. To me, that's just logic. It's just connecting very simple dots, right? The mob and the mafia have been doing it for a long time. Damn it, the Bloods and the Crips and the Triads do it. This is all over Hollywood and TV. We know how these things work. So it's about you standing up for Rich. It's about you standing up for the family and letting the truth come out. If they publish all the files, in which they won't, not if the people don't come together and call for it. If they actually publish all the files, then the family can find out who killed him. If they actually go back and review the video cameras, if they go back and review whose cell phones were where around Seth Rich when he was murdered, or whose cell phones got turned off a few blocks down the street, they store all of this data. They store all of the data. We know that they know who killed him. They're just not telling us. The same reason they didn't tell us who killed Martin Luther King for a long time. The same reason they still haven't told us who killed JFK. Because they think you're stupid. This is how the colonizer mindset works. And so what's the next thing? This is it. The DNC refuses to let the FBI look at the hacked servers. Right. So remember the DNC, back when they said our servers were hacked. Our servers were hacked. Somebody got into our servers. It was Russia. And the FBI said, well, let's look at, okay, we'll review your servers and we'll get the IP addresses, make sure they're not being spoofed, make sure it actually is Russia, and find out who in Russia did it. And the DNC wouldn't let them. Integrity are the people I understand. Integrity is why Trump actually won the election. It's because people didn't give a damn where the chips fell on the other side of it. So you can't let the murder of a young brother who has integrity go unnoticed. This is just another patriot, another American hero that we're letting be silenced. We're letting everything he stood for be silenced. This man was a patriot. This young man, he knew how to stand up. He grew up in a country where he was taught civics and that you're supposed to stand up for what is right. And he did. And somebody murdered him for it. Now, I'm not going to go out on the ledge and I'm not going to say Clinton did it or blah, 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 even though the Clintons have left a long list of bodies. It's a long list. You're going to need a couple books. Sarah, Sister Sarah, she has a book where she stores all the DNC lies and corruption. She got a couple books. And I was like, I don't know how you fit all the lies in that book, but these are just the ones she found. If you listed out all the people that just magically fell dead, that did something or said something about the Clintons, oh, that's an encyclopedia, So we got to hashtag Seth Rich. We got to go back to that. We have to start posting over the Russia did it narrative. We got to make things go viral. When people ask, so what do we do? What do we do? You stop letting them sprinkling crack on Russia. That's what you do. You stop, let them not talk about what goes viral, right? Because the media dictates what goes viral. We have our own little way through social media. So if you just get on with the Russian, Mueller this and Mueller that and Russia this and Russia that, you bury Seth Rich's memory. You bury this patriot, this hero's effort to try to bring back democracy in our country. And if you can get democracy back in America, in the American elections, you actually can reroute the empire that's taken over this world. Brother John, yes, we said release the laptop. Thank you. We made that's release the memo. See how the hashtag release the memo took on? Hashtag release the laptop. We know what we need to know what's there. We need to know everything. Yes, we are the media. Who said that? Crystal, Sister Chris, we are the media. We can determine what they talk about by not even clicking on the little Mueller investigation, not even clicking on the Russia did it, but just completely not even seeing it and certainly not resharing it. But going out and posting anybody that's talking about Seth Rich, take your picture, damn it. Let me go back. Anybody who joined late, take your picture. Let me go back. Where the sister? And because you know what? I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what we're going to talk about today? What lies? What colonizer lies are we going to talk about today? And as soon as I logged on, I saw I got tagged in this. I was like, Sister Bobby and Sister Sarah are on it. They understand. How do you take down Fight Club? You keep talking about Fight Club. How do you take down corruption? You keep talking about the corruption. You don't let them take you anywhere else. You keep them on the important thing, because that actually, to me, I believe, is the end. It's the final toppling of the Democratic Party and the corruption that runs it. So take your picture, hashtag I am Seth Rich. Now I'll go back and look at the comments, see somebody cussing me out. But this is what y'all need to do. This is a good initiative, and we all need to get behind it. We all need to support it. You can't let anybody just get murdered in a country and let them cover it up who did it. So now I'm gonna do the discussion part. Let's go back and let's look at some of the facts and the details. Who killed Seth Rich is the topic. Not who killed, not necessarily who killed. I don't know that we can speculate all day. It's not really about who killed him. It's about letting all the truth that they're hiding come out. I'm going to look at the comments. Seth Rich. Asleep Americans are concerned with three things. Give me a paycheck. Tell me that you didn't finish this, Amy, but I need to see the rest of the three things, Amy. But I can see that, yes, because people are asleep because they want that paycheck. And that's why do police sprinkle crack on shooting on people? Because they would sprinkle the crack on them back in DC. Because when you did that, you can say, oh, it's gang related. So you can shoot anybody you want. You can do anything, and you can be a psychopath as a police officer, kill anybody you want, and sprinkle a little crack on them, right? Because you wanted to keep your paycheck. You kill somebody like, oh, I'm gonna lose my paycheck. Get that little bag of crap. And then other cities, what they do, they had the guns. They would always carry the guns with them, with the serial numbers filed off. And they did that, and they put the serial number on. Oh, he tried to shoot at me. Same thing. This is what the DNC is doing. They got caught. They got caught with their pants down. A 27-year-old young man is taking them down as a party. It's the same exact strategy. And we need to get behind that and not let this get covered up. Yes, Kimberly, they got cameras everywhere, and they're going to put cameras everywhere else too, right? Because they're rolling out this. They want the earth to be one large colony. They want one central government for everybody. And who can oppose them? Nobody. None of you. Every nation you got, none of you. I know Russia's got they got some nukes, they got some missiles, they got the hypersonic, but do you think that America doesn't already know that? Do you really think they don't know that? Do you really think the people who run Russia actually don't run America? Do you think those powerful men actually who web the weaves of control throughout the world, do you think they would only just co-opt one nation and not the other? No, they co-opt them all. It's controlled opposition. We have probably one chance to pull this world back from probably total annihilation or wherever it's going. And I honestly think it's Seth Rich. I think he was the thing that they didn't count on. He was the software programmer who got in there and saw just enough and got out just enough to the right people at the right time. I think everything unfolds as it should. And if your integrity is in place, the world will go as it should. But if your integrity is in a different place and you're focused on that paycheck, you're just as bad as the cops who are sprinkling crack on these little minorities and sprinkling crack on these little poor white kids in the trailer parks just trying to make a little money, selling medicine, sprinkling crack on political parties, sprinkling crack on Putin. Crack sprinkling. We talk about crack today. I don't know how I wake up, I look at the thread, I don't even know how we end up in these conversations. But secrecy is the poison of the world. It's dying from. Yes, John, brother John, secrecy is the poison of the world. If a person can lie to you, if a person can control the level of information you have, they control your intellect. I mean, that's how you take down an intellectual, is you make sure you control the level of information they have. And this is how they control the minds of 240 million people in the United States of America that are completely okay with America not being a democracy, with elections not being fair, because all sides are lying and somebody above them is lying and telling them what to do. So we got to keep Seth Rich going. Anyway, good night, brother Dave. Good night, coming from, I think you said Finland. Russia's scapegoat for all things now. Yes, Sandra, because we buy into it and we let them, and we engage in the conversation. I think from now on, I'm not engaging in any Russian conversation. I'm just going to do a hashtag I am Seth Rich. Hashtag I am Seth Rich. Hashtag. The good thing about the media too, as corrupt and controlled as they are, they still have to talk about the things we make go viral. Those things will still show up on the top of social media. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think social media cares anything about this. I don't think social media has any side to it. I think they are media companies who want to make a lot of money. And I think the people who control all the things behind the scenes, whether it's the CIA, FBI, quiet people we don't get to know the names of, they force social media to be their conduits into our lives and what we do and what we're talking about. But what bubbles to the top algorithmically is what you're talking about. So I think we need to hashtag I am Seth Rich consistently and constantly, not let it go. Let the chips fall where they may. Yes, brother, again, Glenn, you got to let the chips fall where they may. If you see somebody guiding chips, I'm not a chip guider. You got to see it coming. When you see people like, oh, the chips fall, we got to push them this way, push them that way, push them more to the left, push them more to the right. No. It's the true people. It is true human beings, true humanists, who want to know the truth about all murders, not just Seth Rich, all of them, all of them. We need to know about Nikola Tesla too. We need to know about all his files. All that stuff needs to get released. It's not their information. This is the problem that I have with people who buy into this colonization mentality that, oh, we got to have a government that has secrets. Why? Now, I get if you're North Korea. I understand that. If you need to have some secrets, because you need to hurry up and make a nuke so America doesn't invade your country. I understand that. But why, if you have the biggest military in the world, you've invaded every continent, why do you need to have any secrets? You know what everybody else has, and no one else can oppose what you have. So there's actually no logical debate, unless somebody wants to give me something. I'm not seeing. I don't see any reason why there is any secret. The people who work for us in Washington should have any secrecy. There's not one reason, none of them. They rule the world. Who are they scared of? Unless some aliens they didn't tell us about, who are they scared of? They're scared of you. They're scared the American people will stop consenting. That's what they're scared of, because there's just enough legal structure still left that Americans can pull it back. They are scared that you're going to stop talking about Russia. They're scared that you're going to stop supporting the next candidate. People already posted, the next candidate, we're going to put these people in and they're going to bring some hope and change. People who murdered folks like Seth Rich, young brothers who just have love in their heart and want to fix their world and fix their country. They don't care anything about your hope and change. They don't care how you die. How about body cams on the donors to the politicians? Yes, Grace, body cameras for all of them. They work for us. We determine that. They don't. This is our decision. We put the body cameras on the police. We realize all hell is breaking loose. Sometimes the citizens are wrong. Sometimes the cops are wrong. We figure out now we can see what's happening. It's not a all cops are bad and all citizens are bad. It's just a whole jacked up society that the politicians orchestrated. So now we know who needs to wear the body cameras next. The politicians. And certainly, if you're talking with, if your job is as a lobbyist, I agree with you, Sister Grace. If your job is as a lobbyist to go and lobby the government of the whole world, lobby the government of 240 million people, those 240 million people can dictate and they get to know what you say to their employee. We have to go back to being the boss. You know how the kids say it? They say, do this like a boss. Maybe you need to grow up. Pull your 50-year-old panties up. Pull your 50-year-old Fruit of the Loom drawers up like a boss and vote like a boss. Maybe you need to talk like a boss. Maybe you need to start acting like these politicians actually work for you instead of sitting back and, what are y'all gonna do? We're scared. And the bad things are happening. You people who destroyed our whole society and the people who are invading the world, will you please fix it? Please. I know. You got to take the money, but can you just take a little less money and fix it for us? Please. Like, we got to get past this, man. We got to grow the hell up. You're a grown man. Damn it. I'll just pull them panties up. Go ahead and get your wedgie. All right. I'm sorry. All right. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Okay, Cyrena, put them on blast. You gotta put them on blast. This is all BS. And now we actually see in the DNC, there are no warriors. There are none. They're calling them all out now. Whether it be Nina, Bernie, Tulsi, they're all of them just falling in line. Why are they falling in line? Ask yourself that. And I don't hate on the people that still like them. Don't hate on them because we need them. But you need to get them to see they don't want to be Seth Richey. You think they want to be Seth Rich? And you think Nina wants to be? Do you think for a minute they wouldn't put a bullet in her back and shove her in a hole? Do you? Really? The people who killed Martin Luther King, really, they wouldn't kill Nina? You don't think they killed the ones who killed JFK, a president of the United States? You think, because the same people are behind all of this. The same people, the same industries. It's how it all works. Do you think for a minute they wouldn't kill Tulsi? Do you think for a minute they wouldn't kill Bernie? Whether you think these people were co-opted or forced or not, if you give a damn about their safety, if you give a damn about your safety, if you give a damn about your democracy, the truth has to come out. You have to get behind the truth. You have to pull get an integrity wedgie. You gotta we were talking about wedges yesterday. It was kind of funny. But you gotta pull that wedgie up, man. Get that integrity deep in there. Get it in there. All right. Yeah, John, they're cover-up artists. That's who they are. Imposed on the family by the DNC. Yes, and that's what I believe. Because John, I might have been born yesterday, but not at 2 a.m. Isn't that what they say? Like, come on now. They line this dude, this young man might be the one who brings it all back. And that's why they went after his family. You give a damn about the family, you'll push for the truth too. Because I know deep down the family went, if this was your son, would you actually say, you know what? I'm deciding I don't need to know the truth about who killed my son. Would you actually say that? You know what? I'm going to go to the one group that has the motive for murdering him and have them give me a spokesperson. Does that make any damn sense anywhere in your damn body? If it does, you are the most special person I think I've ever encountered. No, they took over and they told them that this will be your spokesperson or something bad is going to happen. Those people want to know the truth because you would want to know the truth. Release the laptop. Yes. Empire's nastiness goes way back. Yes, Sandra, it's that empire mindset, the colonialist mindset, the whatever you call them. They took over the entire world. They run every damn thing. We can't FBI demand to see them. Court order, question mark. I think, Mary, that, right, we can't demand that the FBI give that. The only thing we can do is we can push for certain politicians to make it a part of their platform that there is no secrecy. Like it's a legal thing, right? You look at the Freedom of Information Act. it was a lie because they said, well, the Freedom of Information Act is okay unless it's classified data that protects our secrecy and protects the safety of the American people. You can't let them put the BS in. And it might be an amendment or some sort of an addendum to the Freedom of Information Act that says there is no classified data. Like we need to, I don't think we can go instantly from not knowing a damn thing to knowing every damn thing. I think, you probably got to go in steps, but that's a legal thing. Whereas, no, we need to start getting behind politicians that are actually going to make the Freedom of Information Act about the freedom of information, all information. Now it's a shame that you got to pay money and all the dumb stuff to get the information released, but you have enough people who are willing to do that. And so it's actually working. We know more. The Freedom of Information Act, Mary, it played its role in letting us know how bad or letting us know better how much we actually don't know. Now we need to know the rest. Now we know there's significant evidence that both political parties are always lying. We have significant evidence that none of these security agencies ever worked for us. Now we have enough information to know that they know about these mass shootings and they don't do a damn thing before them. That they know about these rallies like Charlottesville that are going to end in all types of people dying or one person dying and a lot of people getting hurt. And they don't do a damn thing about it. We now know that none of these groups work for us. Not the FBI, the CIA, the DHS, the 12 agencies, and we don't even know the names of some of them. We know none of them work for us. So the Freedom of Information Act, it played its role in letting us know, that's not a conspiracy anymore. The people who say, oh, they lie about every damn thing. Oh, you're a conspiracy there. Shut up. Freedom of Information Act came out. We now know they are lying about pretty much everything and a lot of stuff that probably ain't important. So we need to go to the next step. So I think it's a legal thing, Mary, because there is a way you go about it. But you also have to have the rallies, right? And this is where maybe it is coming back to a time where we need to start going back to rallies and protests. But they need to be the right ones. I'm not a protest person. I'm not used to organize them, used to be in them. I have no interest in yelling and screaming in a bullhorn. Nobody, what the hell is he saying? Did he say Coke or Pepsi? What did he say? I don't know what he said. All right, keep driving. I'm not, listen, my Saturdays are busy. I don't have time for no useless protest. It needs to be impacting. It needs to make the news. People need to possibly show up in Washington all dressed like this. Everybody show up dressed like Seth Rich. Maybe we need some America shoes. Maybe we need, stop it. Style police, shut up. Shut up. The brother's a patriot. He had a love for his country. Maybe we need to have the shirts. Maybe we need to have the beer bottles, and we just need to go to rallies like that. But we have to start building up the support for the truth coming out. And the war on whistleblowers, which was largely begun under Bush, hit full steam under Obama, and is so completely continued under Trump, should be very obvious to everybody that it's not the presidents who actually run this country. It's not America who actually runs the world. It's those quiet people we don't know about who tell them all what to do. Media is tyranny. Yes, the media is tyranny. The media is the greatest arm of control we've ever had. Yes, Sarah is I was watching Sarah yesterday. Awesome live stream. Wonderful woman. Good sister. Good sister with a good heart in the right place. And she's on it. Her and Bobby are on it. I am Seth Rich. They're on it. Don't let them talk about Russia. It has nothing to do with Russia. What else we got in the comments? The web has escaped from the creator's test tube. Yes, brother. Yes, it has. Like I said, I don't think they were ready for the internet. They don't know what the F to do. That's why they're trying to censor everybody and shut it down. Who silenced Seth Rich? Yes, Gloria, we need to know who silenced him. We need to know who all these people are, because there won't be any semblance of a democracy until we do. Every candidate you come up with is pointless. Every single one. Don't tag me. Don't ask me. Oh, we need to get behind this. Don't tell me. I don't care. I don't care about no racism. I don't care about no isms. I don't care about no health care, for-profit health care. I don't care nothing about. None of that matters. I don't care nothing about none of that. None of that matters if we actually don't know the truth. None of it, because it all could be bull, and usually it all is bull. It's all just a civil rights grab. It's all just a human rights grab. It's just all a misdirection to get you talk about something else. Nothing matters if the people who are supposed to run our nation, the citizens, actually don't know who their politicians are talking to, what they're up to, what the FBI and all these people know about the investigations. Anytime somebody gets murdered, it needs to be public information. Why? Because the public needs to know everything about anyone who murdered in their country, because these are our brothers and our sisters. And the only way you protect yourself from not getting murdered is if that information's out there. Right now, they can murder you, stuff you in a hole, and sprinkle a little crack on you, and nobody will be the wiser. That has to stop. That's why America invades the world. That's why I always go back to the colonizer mindset. It's all about self-determination. One day, I don't know whether it was we can go back in history. I don't know if it was the Huns or Genghis Khan or somebody in Britain. One tribe decided, you know what? It's a good idea to take over the other tribe, murder a bunch of them, and force them to live the way we tell them to. And that began the colonization of the world. It began probably in Europe, was the most successful one, but they murdered everybody there. They made a big colony, called it Britain, made a big colony, murdered all the indigenous tribes, called it France, Belgium, who are the big, and then they used those names and colonized the world. But it's not the countries we have an issue with. If you dig back to the root cause, it's the idea that you can't be allowed to self-determine. The idea that I control how you live, that I control what you do, that I control your children, that you can't release files to other people who I work for. Think about that. Mueller is the corruption. Yes, Mary. They push us on retail therapy. Ooh, Mary, you're hitting something there. Retail therapy. Ooh, that's that synthetic life. They give people, I think I know where you're going with that. That's that synthetic consumerism life where life sucks, my parties suck, the school system sucks, the drugs suck, the pollution sucks, them spraying cocaine out the chemtrails and aluminum and all of this sucks. And I'm gonna feel better because I'm gonna go shopping. I'm gonna feel better because I'm gonna have a beer. I'm gonna have some brandy. I'm gonna go out and party. I'm gonna chase some women or chase some guys or whatever. You know, giving you that synthetic high when every bone in your body is telling you we need to fix our world. Let me see. Mueller is the epitome of corruption. Amen. Great Mills, Maryland. Maryland High School on lockdown after shooting inside the school. Not surprising, Deborah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen more and more and more. They orchestrated this society. And that's my position on every school shooting. They do this to the kids. And then we turn around and blame the kids. We turn around and blame the guns of the people who had guns that's 500 miles away. So I don't know what's happening in Maryland right now. But I'm going to tell you, I haven't been wrong on this one since. It's always a kid who suffers from the scarcity environment these politicians invented. Because they're taking rights away. They're funding the money to corporations. They're forcing parents to work 2 and 3 jobs, not raising their kids. The synthetic retail consumerism that we just talked about. So now the dad is out drinking because he's got to feel better about his miserable life because he works for a miserable company making bombs. So he's got this synthetic high. Nobody's raising the kids, or he gets caught, meets some woman, talks to her, she texts him, they get a divorce. Next thing you know, the kid's being raised. But it's always the same damn thing. And then you get a kid looking for attention. You get a kid with warrior genetics turned on through epigenetics, and they go to a school and they shoot it up. The FBI, the CIA, everybody always knows. They see it. The kids download, how do you make a bomb? This is why I don't care about no automatic weapons or semi-automatic weapons or bump stocks. It's useless because you can make a bomb. And they see the kids pull down a book. They see them going to the library, getting a book. They're talking to their friends. How do you do this? And what do? Not a damn thing. Because if that's a school shooting in Maryland, what's going to happen, Mary? When it's done, they're going to say, gun control, gun control, gun control. Right? And nothing gets done. And they'll perpetuate the problem, and it never gets fixed because we can't actually talk about the problem. But where is the footage? Yes, John, release the footage. Don't just release the laptop, release the footage. Where's the footage? You know there's footage of Seth Rich walking. There's footage of who was walking around him. There's footage of all the cars. You know, you can't go anywhere without them knowing who. They take pictures of your license tag everywhere you go. They've been doing this in London for the longest time. They've been doing it in America for longer than what we're being told. They know every car and where it's at. There's not a murder that happens in the United States that they can't solve. They're being told not to solve. All right, let me get down to the last couple comments and I'm gonna let it go. I don't want it to go too long, but the bottom line is We got to get behind the good initiatives. If you join late, I'm promoting I Am Seth Rich campaign. You're supposed to take your picture, hashtag I Am Seth Rich. We need Seth Rich murder to go back to being viral. We've done had it with this Russian nonsense. It should be obvious that Russia had nothing to do with the election. It was all about the integrity in Americans who said, you know what? I'm sick of y'all. I'm done with it. So that's what we need to go back to. Exactly. Fight the algorithm. Yes, brother. They won't wear body cameras. Mary's not their choice. Mary, we run this country. They work for us. We tell them what they do. They don't tell us what they don't do. We tell them the same way they told the cops that they have to wear body cameras. We tell politicians what they can do. And if they don't want to wear it, they don't get to be a politician. Like one of the things that's insanity to Mary is why the hell Congress hasn't been flipped. Why in the hell haven't we flipped Congress on its head? Nobody in Congress should be there. They all should probably be gone, less one or two people. What else we got? Vote the bums this year or pay the price. Vote out the bums. Yes, brother Michael. They got to go. We got to stop playing. We got to act like a boss. Pull our big panties up. Did I say balls? I didn't say balls. I didn't mean to say balls. I'm sorry. We got to act like a boss. I don't know. It's the coffee, man. Yes, brother Greg. We need integrity wedgies, man. Just pull it up. You know, but that's... I remember the atomic wedgie. Oh, man. Damn it. Oh, bring back some bad memories. I was a little bit of a nerd, brother Mike. I was a little bit of, man, I had an atomic wedgie or two. Woo! And rip the drawers and stuff. You hit it, rap. And you start lying to the other kids. It didn't rip. It didn't rip. No, it didn't rip. I know, I was a little fat kid. They pushed me around there. But we need integrity wedgies. You know, that's how you left the bullies alone. We need to go get the bullies wedgies. We need to get them out. And the people who are like still living a lie that they can fix these political parties from the inside. You can't. The political parties don't run themselves, baby. They don't, dear. Yeah, I'm sorry, they don't. We have to shut it down. And campaigns like this that expose the real ugly truth will actually shut it down. What else we got? Last couple comments. Rumor has it Seth Rich's Q. Kelly, I don't know anything about that. I hope so. We need to stop the buying. We need to stop buying the mentality. Yes, Sister Jeannie, we got to stop buying the whole. If a colonizer said it, it's always to control the colony. What is a colonizer? I keep talking about it. It's this mentality that I can tell you how to live. It's this mentality that I can tell you what to do. It's this mentality that we expand and take over our neighbor's house, that we expand and take over our neighbor's country. We keep expanding this grow mentality of telling other people what to do. And we need to go back to more of a tribal existence of leaving other people alone. We don't need to tell other people what to do. We got to get out of these sellout mentalities where we sell out all the other tribes and go back to just do you, just manage you. Leave people be. You don't have to tell other people how to live. All right. We have, yes, Brother John, we have a synthetic life. Absolutely. The FBI and ATF already on the scene at the Maryland school shooting, taking over the investigation. Sharon, and you know what? And I guess y'all talking about the shooting. I'll say whatever's happening in Maryland. I can tell you a couple facts. One, the politicians caused it because they did it to the kids involved. Two, they don't care anything about the guns. They want the guns on the street because they want people to fall apart and be destabilized, because that's how colonizers take over the world and they destroy societies. You keep people fighting, you get them emotional, you only feed them partial data, and you get intellectuals to stand behind anything that the colonizers actually want to happen. Three, when it's all said and done and investigated, we won't know the truth. We won't know the truth because anybody who actually talks about false flag, they delete their video. They censor them, so you won't even hear their side of it. You won't even hear a second opinion. So I can tell you that's already going to happen. I promise you. And when it's all said and done, there'll be tighter gun control in Maryland. Why? Because it's just spear control. When you take over the pagans, you take their spears. This is what you do. They can have spears and they can have knives, but they can't have spears. The colonizers always want, and this is why I'm completely against all forms of gun control in all means. Not at a time like this. When we know all truth, this is when I might get behind, we need to start a discussion on gun control. When we actually control our government. When we actually can sit down like adults at the table with people who you call them the gun nuts and have a discussion about, well, why do you need to have your guns? I don't believe in violent solutions. I don't believe in the colonizer mindset of going to someone else and taking their guns, because that is a colonizer mindset. That is a colonizer. That's what the colonies have always done. They did it to Africa. They did it to the Middle East now. They did it in Russia. They did it in South America. These are colonizer mindsets. Gun control is a colonizer talking point. We don't need spear control. We need the natives to have some damn spears, right? Not because I want them to use the spears, because when they have them, the colonizers are a little less arrogant. That's why. So absolutely. I don't want to talk about gun control. I'm done with that. Yeah, Brother Sanj, and he's still there, John. He's still there. But he was instrumental in this waking up too. Do what Claudia says, go to the meetings. Absolutely. We all have to get involved. Seth Rich incident, similar to Mary Meyer in the JFK era. Read Mary's Mosaic. Yes, thank you, Brother Don. You always come with the history. That's why I appreciate you. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. Last couple comments. I'm going to let it go. Sorry, but the machines and systems are rigged and our votes don't count. Yep, Sharon, I agree. I'm not a vote person. I am not a vote. I don't know what I am. I think voting is consent, and we need to stop consenting with this system. We need to stop being the sellouts agreeing with the colonized. I agree, Sharon. I just think that we have to get behind initiatives to push these conversations up, right? We have to push the Seth Rich conversation higher. And if we actually can do that, then we can start to talk about what a solution might be. Because I don't think we can necessarily vote our way out of this. I think you got to get the people with integrity who stood behind Bernie, even when Bernie sold out, and the people with integrity who walked away from the RNC and went with that independent called Trump for whatever their reasons. It's those people with integrity who need change, who know today is wrong. Those are the people who, if not anything, if it's not forming a party, but it's getting together and saying, listen, we need to rerule, we need to take over the conversation again, right? And my stance is this: I don't give a damn about Democrat or Republican. I don't. I don't care who runs the country. It just can't be the people who run the country now. It can't be the people who ran the country for the last 40 years at least. It sure damn can't be the people who ran the country back in slavery days. But if a group of Americans actually control their politicians, I'm okay with them running the country, because you're an American, right? You actually live here. You are to what happens. But when we keep voting for people who put politicians, the politicians get in place and they can lie about everything, and no American citizens are actually in control of anything they do, and every president you put in, they always do something different, we got to pull it back, and we got to bring those people together. We need people who believe in the truth, who believe in integrity, to stand up here. And the people who still believe in the lies, I don't know. I mean, I guess some people wake up sooner than others. I don't know what to say. But we have to continue to force a true conversation, and we got to continue to push the facts on them. Anytime they post the stuff about Russia, it needs to be Russia didn't do it. I am Seth Rich. Hashtag. All right, that's all I got, you guys. Listen, appreciate you joining in. Like I said, I'm gonna disappear for a few days, so I don't know. I might do some random posts, but I got some things I gotta take care of. Deep State didn't get me. If I don't come back in at least a couple days, then they put me with Brother Seth Rich. But we got to know the truth, y'all. Take your picture. Hashtag I am Seth Rich. Let's get behind this. Let's make it viral. Post, share. I appreciate you if you subscribe, you like, and you share. We actually have to get their movement out, and we got to make this thing go viral, people. Otherwise, we will not get this world back. If the sellouts continue to run everything, continue to talk about the next sellout they're going to put in the office of the presidency or Congress or anywhere else, if the people who still are in the colonizing mindset continue to put corrupt liars, psychopaths in government, you're going to need them guns. This is not going to end well for any of us. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Love y'all to death. Bye-bye.